In this Kitchen Nightmares episode, Gordon Ramsay visits Amy's Baking Company in Scottsdale, Arizona. Amy's Baking Company is owned by Sammy Buzejo and wife Amy Buzejo. Sammy invested $1 million to open the business for his wife in 2006. He invested so that she could pursue her dream of opening a restaurant. Sammy runs front of house and Amy runs and cooks in the kitchen. They had their head above water until several local bloggers reviewed the restaurant. They gave the restaurant poor reviews and criticized the place, and as a result they lost business. Customers still complain and Amy ignores everything that they say about the restaurant or her food. Both her and Sammy retaliate against customers. They ask them to leave the restaurant when they return food or give negative feedback. Before Gordon arrives, Amy and Sammy prepare for his visit by doing a big cleanup. There is footage of the day before Gordon arrives. Miranda is a server, who is not allowed to use the POS, pour alcohol, or handle money. Amy only cooks one ticket at a time. The diners are waiting a very long time to get their food. The food that is received is sent back, including undercooked pizza and poor salads. One customer has had enough of waiting for his pizza. He asks about the pizza, is given a tirade of abuse and tries to leave. Amy threatens to call the cops and Sammy tries to stand in their way to stop them leaving. Gordon arrives the next day and he meets Sammy and Amy, seeing the full display of dessert and cakes. Amy does not waste any time complaining of bloggers and online reviewers, overwhelming Gordon with information. He is taken on a tour of the kitchen. Gordon is impressed as it is as clean as a sterile doctor's surgery. Server Katie tells Gordon that the problem in the restaurant is Amy and Sammy. Gordon sits down with the couple and samples a slice of Amy's cake, that he brands as delicious. The owners say when either one of them are not around they close the restaurant. They complain their staff are not competent, having gone through hundreds of employees already. They say online bullies are the problem of their business. The couple have been retaliating to the online attacks. Amy's goal is for Gordon to deem their restaurant good to counter the negative comments. Gordon asks if they have children and they say no, they have cats. Amy reveals she speaks cat and Gordon tells them both that they are nuts. Gordon talks to Miranda, who reveals that she does not receive tips and Sammy takes all of the tips. Gordon confronts Sammy about the tips situation and he says she is not good enough to earn it. He says that he does most of the work so he should get the tips. Gordon orders the pear and fig prosciutto pizza, blue ribbon burger, salmon burger, and red pepper ravioli. While waiting he hears a doorbell ring and it turns out it is for the busser to clean up dirty dishes. Gordon notices Sammy also controls the POS system even though Miranda knows how to use it. The fig pear prosciutto pizza has raw dough and is far too sweet. When Gordon gives feedback, Sammy doesn't tell Amy as he thinks it will make her nervous. The wait time is over an hour by the time a blue ribbon burger arrives. The bun is soggy and greasy, the meat is not medium rare. The burger is a mess and it is dripping as he eats. The ravioli smells weird and it has a confusing taste as it is sweet and spicy. Gordon can tell that the ravioli is store-bought. The salmon burger looks like a crab cake patty and it is overcooked and dry. Gordon has feedback but does not tell Amy yet and makes a point of tipping Miranda. He changes and returns in the evening to observe the dinner service. Gordon asks why Sammy did not give Amy feedback on the pizza. She is defensive, saying it was not undercooked. Gordon continues to give feedback on how the flavors of her dishes do not go together. Amy continues to defend all of the dishes and the store-bought ravioli. Gordon announces to the restaurant that the ravioli is store-bought. They agree to remove the ravioli from the menu that night. Sammy is tasked with telling Amy. She reacts by removing every single item on the menu except for the desserts. Gordon pulls Sammy aside to comment on Amy's stubbornness. A customer is left waiting for an order that Sammy mistakenly didn't take and he blames Miranda. Amy makes a mistake on an order going out and asked if she was sure by Katie. Amy calls it disrespect and attempts to send her home. The food is served slowly and is still sent back with problems. Gordon is confused as to why no feedback is given to Amy. The food is just tossed immediately after it is sent back. Gordon tells the customers about Sammy taking the tips and they can't believe it. Amy attacks Katie and attempts to fire her. Sammy tries to intervene and stop it from happening, but Katie quits instead. Gordon sits with the owners and asks why Amy cannot take criticism, and she bickers with Sammy. Amy is in denial about the feedback. Gordon is too tired to get into it and they close for the night. Gordon returns the next morning and the door is locked as the owners are not in yet. Gordon meets former staff members Jessica and Henry. Jessica and Henry say they were only allowed to pour water for guests for months. Jessica begged to be allowed in the kitchen. She was refused even though she has a culinary degree. Henry said Sammy wasn't professional and made him wash his car for him. They saw high turnover rates of the staff and the owners being completely defensive of their food. They also say that they weren't willing to listen to customer feedback. The owners sit with him. Amy cuts him off when he is talking about the problems of the kitchen. They get into an argument about what was said the night before. Amy exaggerates the reason she fired Katie, saying she had an attitude, even though Gordon witnessed it and the situation was not as she said. Gordon then gives the feedback on what he learned from the former staff. Amy tries to defend the turnover rate, denying the numbers. Sammy confirms it is the correct number and she is upset that he has told Gordon. Amy leaves to have a water and she is complaining of Gordon attacking her and insulting her. She blames everyone from disrupting the service the night before. They get into an argument once again and she threatens to go home. He tells her she is delusional. Amy doesn't want to hear any more, but Sammy tells her to listen to Gordon and let him finish. Gordon says he cannot help people who cannot take criticism or want to help themselves. He tells them that if they aren't willing to change, he isn't going to continue. They have the right to run their restaurant how they want. He is going to do what is right, and what is right is to walk away. He wishes them good luck and Gordon Ramsay walks out the restaurant. Amy says she doesn't need his help and things will continue without him. Amy's Baking Company revisited. The episode goes through the social media outbursts. There are interviews with BuzzFeed and Huffington Post writers talking through the media surrounding the show. After the episode aired, social media turned on the restaurant with an avalanche of negativity. There were countless memes, GIFs, skits, and cartoon parodies about the episode and the owners. Gordon introduces new footage, including more meow footage. It also shows Amy explaining that she has female kitchen staff as the kitchen is too small. She also thinks that men are rubbish at cleaning. There is footage of an argument over pre-packed gnocchi and the tips. Amy tells Gordon that the servers don't deserve the tips. She thinks that they don't work as hard as her husband. Gordon shows their submission video, which features Amy criticizing Sammy's customer service skills. The wok is shown as being a mess. Amy explains there has been a few incidents with customers. She has also been retaliating to the negative Yelp reviews. The staff talk about what has happened since the episode. They fired everyone and then later begged the staff to return. One waitress was caught taking a $5 tip from a customer and this started an argument. The restaurant has since become a tourist site. There have been people coming to see if the restaurant is as shown on the show. A couple is interviewed and their dining companion had flies in their drink. They were accused of putting them in themselves and asked to leave the restaurant. They have tried to cash in on the notoriety of the restaurant. The couple started selling t-shirts with slogans from the episode. The couple is interviewed at the restaurant by Ana Garcia, Gordon's rep. Amy initially says that she has no time for an interview and Sammy wants money. He wants compensation for what kitchen nightmares did to them. They say that they believe they were set up and the episode was not fair. She believes the restaurant was filled with Yelpers. Amy says they were just defending themselves. She claims that since she has been plagued by rogue customers, they have been browsing or placing fake cockroaches in the restaurant and she has to stand up to these people. She says that the initial Facebook comments were not them, but because of internet trolls they are now reacting. Sammy says that they are now giving the waitresses tips as the restaurant is empty. The ravioli is still frozen. There is more abuse at Gordon and Sammy still believes Amy's food is excellent. Amy ends with saying that if customers come to attack them they will throw them out. What happened next at Amy's Baking Company? They temporarily closed the restaurant and reopened on May 21, 2013. Yelp reviews were mostly negative after the episode aired. Some loyal customers were posting positive reviews. Miranda was fired for taking a tip that a customer had hidden for her. She started working for Cracker Barrel. Negative comments were responded to with abusive and insulting posts on Facebook by Amy and Sammy. However, the owners claimed that their Facebook account was hacked. Details of Amy's past, including a criminal conviction for Social Security fraud to obtain credit, have surfaced. It was also reported that Sammy was subject to an immigration case. This was after failing to declare previous charges including drug charges and trafficking. He was banned from entering France and Germany. Katie did an AMA on Reddit and answered a whole host of questions about the restaurant. The owners claim they have received death threats. They briefly hired PR guru Jason Rose to help them with the media backlash. They cancelled a press conference. They were dropped by the PR company, after legal threats from Fox. They reopened the restaurant and reviews were once again mixed. They began selling merchandise with catchphrases from the episode. The couple also appeared on Dr. Phil. Amy's Baking Company closed in September 2015 due to problems with the landlord. Amy planned to focus on an online cookery school and to sell her desserts to businesses. Amy and Sammy moved to Tel Aviv in Israel. They later separated. Amy filed for divorce in 2022. Sammy remains in Israel. Amy appears to be living in Italy. Amy's Baking Company was aired on May 10, 2013. The episode was filmed in December 2012 and is Kitchen Nightmares Season 6 Episode 15.